So now we are going to learn what happens in the small intestine. In the previous video we have learned what is the role of stomach in the process of digestion. Okay, and remember one thing guys, there in your textbook they have given one thing. Let I share you also. Yeah, can you able to see something in your textbook that small intestine will be long for herbivorous, it seems. What do you mean by herbivorous? Herbivorous are the animals which eats only plants, which depends only plants for their food. Those are all called as herbivorous. For those herbivorous, the small intestine will be very long, very large, it seems. Whereas the organisms which they eat meat, for example carnivores like lion, tiger, which eat meat, their small intestine will be very short. Why the small intestine for a carnivorous, that is lion and tiger, which eats only meat, is short, whereas herbivorous is going to have a longer, smaller intestine? Means because herbivorous are the animals which they are going to feed only the plants for their food. Since they are going to depend only on the plants and they are going to eat only plants, as you all know that plants contain a very important thing called as cellulose. So it is very difficult for an animal to digest this cellulose. I repeat once, these herbivores are going to eat only the plants, and plants contain cellulose, and it is very difficult for an animal or an herbivore to break the cellulose into simpler form. That is why we have a longer small intestine for the breaking of cellulose into smaller one. Whereas carnivores which are going to eat only meat, actually meat is very easier to digest. Meat is very easier to digest. Hence carnivores like tiger, lion and all, they are going to have smaller small intestine. Okay, they are going to have very smaller small intestine because meat is not going to have any cellulose and all. Okay, the digestion of meat will takes place very easily. Got it clear? So remember, eating grass by a herbivorous will take some time for digestion. That is why a long small intestine is present, whereas carnivorous, for carnivorous only small intestine is present. With that information, let us enter into the small intestine. So small intestine again, very important in the process of digestion. See, the small intestine is the site of complete digestion, like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. All this will be completely digested in this part of alimentary canal. So, the food which is coming from the stomach is slightly acidic, isn't it? Because hydrochloric acid reacted with the food. That has to be made alkaline. What do you mean by alkaline? Alkaline means which is not acidic. Actually, in other word, I can say alkaline means basic. Let I share you the word of alkaline for you now. Video on. Okay, where is that means? Yeah, you have the spelling of alkaline here. So the food should be made into alkaline, so that what happens means pancreatic enzymes will helps in making the food alkaline. So pancreatic enzymes is secreted from pancreas. Where this pancreas is present? This is what? Pancreas. So this pancreas will secrete a pancreatic enzymes which converts the acidic food into alkaline food. So you can see a structure called here. This is called as liver. Liver is also going to help in the process of digestion. So liver is going to secrete a juice called bile juice. So bile juice, what it is going to do means, see, remember, bile juice will not contain any enzymes. Bile juice will converts a large globules into small globules. What is this globules means? Globules means fats. Globules means flats. So this large fats will be converted into smaller fats. That is what the main role of bile juice, which is being secreted from the liver. And remember, bile juice will not contain any enzymes. And thirdly, pancreas will secrete pancreatic juice. As I said, pancreatic juice will helps the conversion of acidic food into alkaline food. Also, this pancreatic juice will contain some enzyme. What are those enzymes means? It contains trypsin and lipase. It contains an enzyme called trypsin and lipase. Trypsin will helps in the digestion of proteins and lipase will helps in the digestion of fats. Okay, it helps in the digestion of fats. And intestine, the small intestine only produces, the walls of small intestine itself will produces a intestinal juice from the intestinal gland. And what that intestinal juice will do means it will convert three things, that is it will convert proteins into amino acids, complex carbohydrate into glucose, as well as your glucose into fatty acids and glycerol. It's very important. It converts proteins into amino acids, carbohydrates into glucose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. So the intestinal juice which is being secreted from the walls of small intestine will finally converts these proteins, carbohydrates and fats into their simpler form. In addition to that, the wall of the small intestine will be made up of some finger-like projection like this. If this is the small intestine, some finger-like projections will be there in the small intestine. That finger-like projection which is there in the small intestine is called as villi. What is the role of this villi? Villi will increase the surface area for absorption, and it is richly supplied with blood vessels, so that what it will do means it will absorb the essential food from the food. See, the food whatever we intake is not made up of all the essential food, it is made up of some unessential food also. So this villi will absorb all the essential food. Okay, it absorbs all the essential food and it gives back to the blood, and that blood will supply that essential food to the every cells of our body, and every cells will be getting the food. Okay, so that is what small intestine takes place. See what happens to the unabsorbed food or unessential food now. As I said that villi is going to absorb all the digested food or all the essential food, and it supplies to the blood vessels, and blood will supply that essential food to the every cells of the body. Then what happens to that unessential food or a unabsorbed food? That unabsorbed food will be sent to the large intestine. This is what large intestine. That unabsorbed food will be sent to the large intestine. Okay, it's sent through the large intestine where maximum amount of water is being absorbed, and the rest of the unabsorbed food will be released out through the rectum, and it is released out through the body through anus, and exit of this waste material is regulated by this anal sphincter. So this is what the process of digestion takes place in a human being.